actually when I kick it out? Like, is your comfort like? Could you see a world where I'm less comfortable feeling constrained than you feel when the blankets are free? You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
When the blankets are free, there's a higher probability that my foot could slip out and it gets cold.
Let me say, based on my experience with how the blankets are distributed throughout the night, and I'm going to venture to say this is the same with all of you and your women, okay? When you're sleeping, number one, I'm quarantined to a quarter at best of the bed. You're right. A quarter of the bed at best, and all of the covers when I wake up. I have one cover that I have literally brought up, the gray one. That is the only one that I can count on because I sleep with it.
If you would have kept it tucked in, this wouldn't be a problem.
Whoa. I would say, in Kirsten's defense, I'm a power sleeper. I'm a power sleeper.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe
what's a power sleeper?
Sometimes maybe
if you saw wide sleep,
I'm a power sleeper. I'm not necessarily hogging the bed all the time or every time, but I don't give up a lot of room. Even in my sleep, I'm like, this is fucking mine. This is not moving. Now, her dog takes up at least 35% of the couch, and then she sleeps diagonal, so whatever little bit I have, I don't give up. But I don't give up on that. But I would say I don't get. Wait, are you a back sleeper, side sleeper? Or
back sleeper.
This is
side
important.
sleeper.
No, that's an important question.
Yeah, so let's talk about the holding down like a railway track hostage. Do you naturally sleep on your back, side, or chest?
You start on your back, right?
Back and side.
Yeah.
I used to sleep on my stomach, and I started having shoulder problems.
So that means naturally.
So I changed
how a
it.
child.
So
sleeps.
you sleep more on your back than you do on your stomach, which means your feet are more angled upward, but they can't be because your sheets are holding them down to the ground at an awkward, uncomfortable angle rather than naturally being free. That's the part I can't get over.
You're gonna like poke holes in your sheets with your toes.
With what?
Fucking
trim your nails.
Wyatt, to counter that argument.
Okay, that was the dumbest thing.
What does he have, Lev? Like a 300 thread count? Am I right?
Jesus Christ! What? No, we have a middle sheet, but we bought Verawang sheets, and they're like amazing.
We get it, Lev. You have
I love
them.
sheets. I love them. It feels great.
Get off your fucking high horse and your damn sheets.
I'm fucking galloping around here right now. Okay,
So
I'm trotting.
To counter the whole like pinned down on a railroad tracks type.
I really like that we've dug in on that.
Yeah.
The sheet has a lot of extra sheet there. You can keep it tucked in and not tight on your feet.
Not in my experience.
I'm gonna go get in your bed real quick. Hold on.
No, did you tuck it in?
There's no sheet.
Did you tuck it?
Ooh,
how convenient that is.
We should move the entire podcast in there.
Everybody, let's go lie in our bed, all four of us.
Take a turn.
Tonight, episode 25 is taken from Brogan and Kendall's bed.
Where the magic happens. We get a lot of listens. What's happening? All right. I mean, at the end of the day, I always win this, to be honest. Like, I kick out the sheets, she's mad, and then she falls asleep immediately. So, that's life. Does Callie?
Nope.
Kaylee?
Yep.
Damn it.
Always.
I know
that. I'm terrible.
How do I do this? Does Kaylee insist on having
tucked in
fake sheet?
Okay,
I know that you said that you both use, because you use Verawang 800 amazing
600.
sheets.
600
You use sheets from the tears of children.
Yeah, children. And never mind. I'm not gonna go any further with that. Okay. All right. I would say before we never had anything like that. So we were using a
300 thread count.
No, really shitty sheets that I didn't give a shit about that I had for probably a year and a half, and then she moved in and everything, and then we didn't get we got new sheets finally, and then a new comforter, but then that just fell apart. So we're like, we're gonna really spend a lot of money on these sheets, and so we got.
I give you shit, but we did the same thing. There's that point where you grow up and you're like, I'm gonna buy
fucking nice ass
sheets.
Spend half your life in your bed.
Yeah, you spend a third of your life sleeping. Spend that money.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you have to put your whole paycheck or at least one into it. Like, just
get
spend
we have $200 worth of pillows.
Yeah, it's not like you only sleep for 30 minutes a day. You sleep for 8, 6 to 8 hours a day. Spending money. Right. I'm on your side on this.
Yeah. No, I want to get a Casper. I want to get a mattress, a Casper.
Let's talk about this online. We'll talk beds later.
We'll talk beds later?
Yeah, we'll talk
beds. Each other's beds?
Guys, make sure to tune in the new podcast, Pillow Talk, with Blev and Wyatt.
Watch out, we're about to start
carpentry with
I thought about looking into those, but we'll talk later.
Okay. Our beards might intertwine together.
What? Who's got we're running long, but you know what? Fuck it. If you want to turn it off. I don't care. Who's got the next topic?
Hold on. When it comes to, I have one rule. So fitted sheets, fuck that. I am not letting that shit being tucked in. That's a deal breaker. Luckily, Kirsten is on my side.
I think we're getting the nomenclature wrong. I think a fitted sheet
is the one that actually
goes around.
No, well, regardless, it's not being tucked in.
No sheet's being fitted to you, sir.
But here's the thing. I lose the battle with the dog on the bed. I lose that battle mainly because we're at her place, so who am I to say get the fucking dog off the bed?
Hopefully she listens to this and you've got some ground covered.
But if the dog is going to be on the bed, he cannot sleep on top of the covers, which is the equivalent of having a pull type. Because he's sleeping on
in between.
You put the dogs in the covers?
No. Wherever he sleeps is either under the cover or like the cover's pulled away, so he's not on top of it because he's sitting on it, which is the equivalent of him pulling down on the sheet and he can't move. I can't stand that. So it's like, hey, if your dog's to be on there, he's at least not on top of the covers. Now, granted, what he does in the middle of the night, I can't stop him because I'm asleep. But
what? Do you think put peanut butter somewhere?
If the dog's on the bed, I hate tucked in sheets so much that the dog can be on the bed.
Can we go back? Can we backtrack?
Nope.
What he does in the middle of the night because I'm asleep.
It's really good.
Oh man. No, man. Does your butt hurt?
Just to let you know, you can trick Harrison to do anything.
Oh boy. All right. See you, Kendall.
Bye, Kendall.
Thanks for jumping in.
Wow.
I really hope she doesn't listen to this.
All right, who's got the next topic?
I mean, we don't have to do it. My thing, I think this will be just either an I agree with you or no. In
dynamic topic.
In light of it, I did want to talk about. We do a lot of. What's the president of the memorial that we always do? The top four or what do we do that?
Mount Rushmore.
The Mount Rushmore
the
of
President
monsters.
Memorial?
Yeah.
The President Memorial Mountain.
The Mount Rushmore of monsters. And I want to tell you mine, and you might just go, okay. Or you might go, no, I disagree. So if you guys disagree, I'd like to know what it is. I'm thinking of a monster that maybe not necessarily be like your favorite monster. You think they're scarier monsters.
This is your Mount Rushmore, though.
This is my Mount Rushmore, and what I believe that scared a generation from something. And I'm not saying just because it was there and I liked it so much I'd put it on there, but I do believe Tim Curry's It scared an entire generation from clowns. I think Jaws scared an entire generation from the water or in the ocean. If I were to go with some of the classic movie monsters, I probably would say Freddy Krueger, because that scared a lot of people from going to bed at night. And so those are kind of the three that I have. I don't know if you guys want to pull any of those out. You agree with me, or you have another one to throw in. But I'm looking for that elemental monster that literally scared a generation from something that you necessarily do every single day.
I would say you would be remiss if you didn't add Dracula. Like, to me, Dracula is like this character, and no matter what incarnation of Dracula or vampires, whatever it is, I know that recently they've been super sexy, and that's been the thing where they're like, we're like teenagers with angst and blah blah blah, and we're fighting werewolves and blah, blah, blah. But like, I think like before they were like the new hotness. Like, to me, growing up, like vampires were what I was scared the most of as a kid for some reason.
Dracula 2000. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, actually, yeah. But like Dracula's like lore just in general is so terrifying that like I think he's the reason that like largely people are afraid of the night. Like, people are afraid of the dark is because in the dark, like, Dracula is going to get you, or Dracula's lurking in the shadows or something. And maybe I'm crazy, but, you know, I feel
Jack
like
the Ripper? That's a real person.
It's a real person.
I presume he was innocent.
But
he was never caught, right?
I was just thinking of what I was scared of when I was younger.
Who was that?
It was
Barney.
It was that one day all of a sudden a lava flow would come up and like overflow my house. But I live in Ohio, so it makes absolutely no sense.
Wait, what monster?
How
are you
scared?
talking
On
about?
a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you?
Like, I thought about it a lot, like a 7.
Like a 7. Did you have like conversations with your parents on multiple occasions where your parents had to be like, "Look, buddy, it's not going to happen"?
No, I didn't.
You kept this to yourself.
I kept it to myself in my heart.
This is like the cookie thing all over again.
I know.
What scared you let's dig into this for 1 second. What scared you the most about a lava flow? Would it be like what is clicking?
Yeah, who's shaking the table constantly? I don't think it's Blev. I can't see anybody. I did it.
It's a ghost.
Oh my god, it's a lava flow.
Probably.
Do you have a monster though that kind of really got to you growing up?
Ghosts.
Well, okay.
No particular. I can't think.
That's fair though.
Dude, what ghost? You have to give me a. Oh, yeah.
Like if his house was haunted.
No, Scream's not a real ghost.
No. But still, it's a.
No, he's adding that as a monster.
Sure.
As a scary.
I'm saying like
you seem to be picking out a lot of like the Blev. You seem to be picking out a lot of like the real life like serial killer slasher type.
No, but Scream. No, just for the mere fact like because that this person you go to school with. Can just start running around and killing people thinking it's fun.
Yeah.
That's fucking... That's scary, because
that's like too real, though. Like, I feel like that shit just happens.
But he's saying, like, it made people afraid of clowns. It made people afraid of clowns.
Ghostface, yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. So, like, that, like, made me, like, people would call... When that movie came out...
I'm sorry, we're still...
What is going on?
We're trying to figure out where this shake is coming from. I bet that's not even being picked up on the recording now.
No, I agree with Blev. Actually, I don't want to steal his thunder, but I want to say I thought about that. But
do you think like slasher in general is like
it's the premise behind this because that Scream was just not a slasher movie. It's more about like mind fuck and like I can see you, and then you're like what like that the aspect of like
you're right.
You just have no idea where this person is, and they see
watched.
You. Yeah, mm-hmm. And it's just a mind fuck. That's all the movie is really.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good ass movie.
Such a good movie. I would say, well, first of all, for the three that I said, Josh, I don't even know if Freddy Krueger, or at least the Nightmare on Elm Streets, are technically that great of a movie. I don't know if even Jaws is technically that great of a movie, but what it did was scared people of the water and scared people to go to sleep like you were going to dream and die. And I think that aspect of it, like maybe you're like, that movie was good, but fuck, I'm not going to bed tonight.
Dude, what about Candyman?
No, I am not going to... you know what, buddy? But I'll give you a bad. But do you guys think? I mean, of those three, do you guys think those are okay? I had clowns. I had sharks, Jaws, and I had what did I just?
Halloween or something. Jason
Freddy Krueger.
I'm gonna stand on my hill with Dracula.
Well, I'm not saying we don't add him because this would be the fourth or whatever. But I'm saying, do you guys feel like any of those three should be taken down?
Maybe Jaws, because like that's the only thing that's like real thing.
Well, so I don't. Yeah, you're right. I think
like
that
a shark. I don't know.
The reason I say Jaws is an animal, but in that movie he is acting like more of an supernatural shark, and he's also supernaturally big. And I know that a lot of lists on the internet put that Jaws as the top scary movie, not necessarily because they think it's a jump scare or they think that there's scary scenarios. It's the fact that an entire generation of people that grew up watching that movie refuse to go into the ocean because of that movie. And that is more of an impact than like, you know, the Saw movies. Saw is a scary movie, but like what are you going to be scared of afterwards other than maybe the images that you saw, not necessarily the actual interaction of everyday life?
Dude, that pig costume scared the shit out of me in that movie.
Little freaky puppet going around.
No, that was my thought, and I don't know if and buddy, we'll put lava on there. Yeah,
lava.
God, the lava monster. You ever playing that game when you're younger though? Lava?
Of course.
I mean, if you were going with classic movies, of course, you could do Dracula, you could do Swamp Thing, you could do Frankenstein. You know, those are classic ones, and they have been immortalized through novels as well as in media and redone over and over with different aspects of it and different thoughts how to tell that story. But I don't know if it really got the necessary elemental scare that somebody does when they think of Jaws or when they think of it, and even 30-year-old people refuse to go anywhere near a clown, even if it's a nice clown. I'm with you. Yeah. I see a vampire. Yeah, I remember being scared of vampires when I was little.
But if you see a vampire now, you're like
I will tell you though,
for you.
I was afraid to go to the basement when it was dark. when I was a kid because my sister told me that urban legend about the girl that heard the noise and petted her dog and it licked her. And after 3 times it kept licking her hand, she kept hearing the noise, and then she went into the bathroom and she saw that her dog was dead in the bathroom, and there was a note that says people can lick too, and it really was a person licking her hand, not the dog. I was terrified. I'd never went in my basement after that until I was probably 12, 13 years old. That terrified me. That story terrified me. It's an urban legend. You guys never heard that story?
I think I got the gist.
I mean, I could have told it in a more scary. Yeah, and that's the most terrifying.